Hi, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. I am going to make a celebration card, or it could be a birthday card of some sorts, using my Big Shot and two brand new products that I just got this week. Now they've been out for a while, but I too do space my purchases out over the course of a year, and I got two new products this week that I can't wait to share with you. So I'm going to start with my card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5. It's Whisper White. I'm going to fold it in half, and that would be at the 4 1/4 mark, and that is going to be the card base. On top of that, I'm going to add a layer of Watercolor Wonder Designer Series paper. Love this paper. And it's going to be 1/4 inch smaller than my card itself. So I cut it at the 5 1/4 by 4 mark. So it's about 1/4 inch smaller all the way around, like so. Then one of the colors in the Designer Series paper is Daffodil Delight. So I have cut 2 strips to make sort of like a cross on my card front. Whoops. I'm going to put one there, like so. And that one is cut 5 1/4 by, I think it's 3/4 of an inch. I will measure it and I'll make sure that it's on my blog afterwards. And then I have a second one like so. And that one is cut at the 4 by 3/4 mark. I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit. All right, now I want to have an image on top of that, and that's where I'm going to introduce my two new products. The first is this stamp set. It's called Starburst Sayings, and I'm going to use the Oh Happy Day. Now, imagine stamping and trying to cut this out. Not so easy. But this is bundled, the stamp set is bundled with the Starburst Framelits dies, which have a circular zigzag. So I am going to use this framelit to die cut out that phrase. I've already mounted the phrase on clear block E. I can never remember the numbers or the letters on these clear blocks. I'm going to ink it up using Smoky Slate. Smoky Slate is one of the colors in the Designer Series paper. And I'm going to give you a little tip. I'm going to ink up my phrase this way because the phrase is quite broad and quite smooth. And by inking it up that way, I can see that I have it fully inked and I don't make a mistake and have to try again. So I'm going to stamp that down on a piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock. Perfect. And then I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, my magnetic platform, and my 2 standard cutting pads, and die cut it out. So I'm going to put the framelit around. The nice thing about the framelit is it provides a little bit of white around the outside. There. Very easy to lay that on. I'm going to run it through my Big Shot, and because I'm videoing, I'm going to run it through this way and I'm going to run it through back. So that way it's close to me again. And I'm going to bring back in my card front, and I am going to, let me see, maybe I'll use some Stampin' Dimensionals to lift that off. And put it on the card front. Just give me a second here. These tails are kind of hard to peel off, so my tip is to poke the center with your thumbnail if you have a long thumbnail, and then it kind of makes a crease and it makes it easier for the outside edges to lift. Right, and that is cute in and of itself, but I'm going to do something one more time. I'm going to re-ink. Let me just clean my stamp first. Stamp off, just to make sure it's nice and dry. I'm going to re-ink the phrase using Island Indigo. Island Indigo? Island Indigo. I'm going to ink it up one more time. I'm going to stamp it down on the remaining Whisper White cardstock that I have. There we go. And I'm going to die cut it out again using the same size die and my Big Shot. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. So, got that set up. Hopefully you can see it. I'm not so much worried about the top part, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out part of the phrase. So I just want to make sure that it's going to die cut the center part. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. Okay, there's my phrase. And now what I'm going to do is bring in my paper cutter, and I am going to cut out the happy. Oh, I'm going to have to slice it a little bit closer. Hopefully you can see this on the video. Move it a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm going to bring back in my card, and I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now you can use any color you like that coordinates with the Designer Series paper. I like bright colors, and this is sort of more of a masculine kind of tone by adding the Island Indigo. But if you wanted a softer tone, you could use the Daffodil Delight. You could use the Smoky Slate. Let me straighten it just a little bit. And there we go. Isn't that cute? And up close and personal, it's a super cute card as well. For a complete listing of the supplies that I used to make this card and the measurements for the cardstock layers, please hop on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutsstamping.com. While on my blog, make sure you're a newsletter subscriber. I send out 3 different newsletters a month that you can choose from, or you can get all 3. You can place an order for the supplies used to make this card. You can join one of my online virtual clubs. You can ask me a question or just look through lots of other card making and scrapbook making ideas. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.